You and welcome along to Elvis Monday. I do a few live streams here on this YouTube channel of mine, mainly Monday and Tuesday. Um, I do Elvis Monday, and we do Beatles Tuesday. And today we are exploring in the Digipack series live at Madison Square Garden, and it's a fine concert. If you don't have this in your Elvis collection, please get it. And if you don't have any Elvis albums, and if you don't have any live Elvis albums, this is an absolutely fantastic place to start. If you hold on a sec, I'm after forgetting my magnifying glass. Hold on. I need a magnifying glass because the typos on both CDs and LPs are absolutely rubbish, and I get motion sickness looking at them. So sometimes the magnifying glass helps out with that. But this is a fine concert. I have this. I got this back in the day. Well, not back in the day. Back in the late '70s, it would have been one of the earliest Elvis live Elvis albums I would have gotten, and that King Creole, and that's the way it is, or Scratched to Bits, and the Blue Hawaii album. They would have been my kind of four favorite Elvis albums that I would have played over and over again. I still have those albums, and they won't play, but I keep them as that was my childhood, so to speak. So this is a very famous concert, and I believe that there are a number of famous people from the UK in this concert audience, including George Harrison, David Bowie, who shares birthdays with Elvis, and he covered two of Elvis's songs, and he was trying to get Elvis to record Golden Years. Hello, thank you for coming along, and hello from Israel, blessings to you. Thank you for joining me on this musical journey. And yeah, David Bowie was in the audience, Led Zeppelin was in the audience, George Harrison was in the audience. So when you're listening to this album, those folks are in the audience, and they all met Elvis backstage. And I believe I believe when Led Zeppelin met Elvis, look up Robert Plant Memories of Elvis, and there's a wonderful story of what happened when Elvis and Robert Plant met each other. Elvis and Led Zeppelin met each other, and I think Elvis's dad was in the area as well, and Led Zeppelin's manager, big huge fella, uh, fell over and he landed on Elvis Presley's dad's lap. So that's a fairly cool story to know about. I'll show you what's inside this. That's the two CDs. So you have the concert and the afternoon show. I'll show you the deck. I'm putting down on my DJ deck here. I'll go over onto TikTok shortly, and I do a DJ show on TikTok, which is going great. I'll do this again on TikTok as well. So that's what the Digipack looks like. Yes, I'm Irish. Living in Glastonbury, UK. Glastonbury town. Not the dairy farm, which is 6 miles away. And I've never ever been to a Glastonbury festival concert. There's Glastonbury Town and Glastonbury Festival, and they're two different things, believe me. And I have met Michael Eavis, going into the local boozer. That's in this concert, Elvis asks to turn on the house lights, and so That's what the audience looks like in Madison Square Garden. Whoops. Nice little booklet. There you go. There is another CD called Prince from Another Planet. And I'm not too sure if this is the same CD or not, just repackaged. You can let me know in the comments below. Is Prince from Another Planet just this album repackaged with maybe an extra CD or DVD? I am not sure. Please let me know in the comments. And I know there's a CD out at the moment called Sunset Boulevard, and it's in honor of the Elvis Today album, and that's has its 50th anniversary. Uh, its 50th anniversary this year, so that's why that has been re-released, and it's in the Sony Legacy. In the Sony, we're falling all over the place. It's in the Sony Legacy Deluxe series that is part of. And these are kind of, I'm not sure what, they're just digipacks with bonus tracks. Well, some of them. Let's read what's on the track listing. This is why I have this. So there's Money Spider High. I'll freeze that. If you want to pause and try and read that, because I get motion sickness looking at this stuff. So that's why I have to get the magnifying glass. That's why I call them Money Spider typos, because they dance all over the place. They're the angels on the pinheads. So there we go. Hold on. So we have the team from 2001. Then we go to That's Alright, Proud Mary, Never Been to Spain. Now, the guy who co-wrote Never Been to Spain for Three Dog Night, his mum wrote Heartbreak Hotel. And so Elvis sings Heartbreak Hotel, and her son wrote Never Been to Spain. And so Elvis sings both songs by mother and son. That's a nice touch. And then you have You Don't Have to Say You Love Me, You're Lost That Love and Feeling, Polka Salad Annie, Love Me, All Shook Up, Heartbreak Hotel, so Heartbreak Hotel, and Never Been the Same, mother and son connection, songwriting connection there. Then we have Medley, Let Me Be Your Teddy Bear, and Don't Be Cruel, Love Me Tender, The Impossible Dream, Introduction, and we have Hound Dog, Suspicious Minds, For the Good Times, an American Trilogy, Funny How Time Slips Away, I Can't Stop Loving You, Can't Help Falling in Love, and The End Theme. And that is a fantastic concert to have in your collection. Even if you're not into Elvis, this is a real must-have live concert, and it sounded absolutely fantastic on both the Apple iPlayer and on the surround sound system, which I have. And again, if you're on a streaming service, check it out. Again, even if you're not into Elvis and it's your first time sitting down listening to Elvis, check this album out. And Elvis on Tour is also worth checking out, because they didn't film this concert, but Elvis on Tour is very similar to this concert. This is the second, there's two concerts on here. You have the Madison Square Garden concert and the afternoon show after the concert. So we read out the list of second songs on the second disc, and it is An Afternoon in the Garden. So this is the first one was Elvis as recorded at Madison Square Garden, and the second disc is Elvis An Afternoon in the Garden, and it's called 2001. Then we go with That's Alright Mama, Proud Mary, Never Been to Spain, You Don't Have to Say You Love Me, Until It's Time for You to Go, You've Lost That Love and Feeling, Polka Salad Annie, Love Me, All Shook Up, Heartbreak Hotel, Medley, and then Medley, that's my dyslexia, getting things melody, I call it, rather than medley. Then we have Let Me Be Your Teddy Bear, Don't Be Cruel, Love Me Tender, Blue Suede Shoes, Reconsider Baby. There is a concert where Elvis says, hey, we better do better. Led Zeppelin are in the room, and it's during that song. And then it's I Remember You, Suspicious Minds, an introduction to the members of band, and then For the Good Times, an American trilogy, Funny How Time Slips Away, I Can't Stop Loving You, and Can't Help Falling in Love, and the end theme where we go, has left the building. And there's two concerts, slight variations in the two, and I think the second concert is much better. It's kind of like the rehearsal version of the Aloha from Hawaii concert. The rehearsal tend to be a little bit better than the actual concert, but that's just my opinion. You might think different. And you can get this on an individual disc. I don't have it. I thought I did, but I do have this one. This is the Afternoon in the Garden. And you can pick that up cheap as chips on eBay, about £3 or something like that. There you are, back. And we go through the booklet. And there's lots of 8mm video footage of the Madison Square Garden concert available to watch on YouTube, and I think that's what the whole Prince from Another Planet box set is about, mainly kind of showing all the 8mm footage that they could find, and that's on that box set, and so it'll be interesting to get. So if you have this, and if you have a Prince from Another Planet, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you ever so much. I am going over onto TikTok. It's Stevie G Reviews on TikTok if you want to follow me over there. I'm going to do the same thing over there. I'm going to do an unboxing. I think it's a Mike Oldfield album called Guitars. So if you want to find that out, I'm doing that over on TikTok. Thank you for all the likes, all the views, all the comments. They really mean a lot to me. I love finding out about your favorite types of music. I also love finding out about your musical journeys too. Thank you ever so much for coming along this music journey with me. And we will talk to you again tomorrow on Beatles Tuesday. And we will look forward to talking to you then. Have a very good Monday.